Hey, Jacob. I am so happy to share a quick conversation that you and I are having today with everyone on the Begin With Yes page and community. And the reason I'm excited is because I know I talk about you a lot on my page. You and I have been friends for a long time. And I'm super excited about an event you're pulling together that's going to happen fairly soon. And I've sent out a couple of notices to my folks, but I wanted them to meet you and hear a little bit about it from directly from you. So tell me what's cooking with this upcoming event.
Paul, I'm so happy to be talking. I mean, I'm always happy to talk with you, so,
Well, we usually talk and it goes on for like 2 hours, so we'll try to do it in 2 minutes, but
or maybe five. Yeah.
uh,
And before I jump all the way into that, I just want to say that what we're talking about is this writer's retreat. And it has some retreat. And it has some really exciting names. People have probably heard of Anne Lamott, or Julia Cameron or SARK. And I'm so grateful that these three, OG leaders in creativity and personal development and healing are coming together really for the first time ever. But Paul, I'm as excited as much about the fact that we get to invite people into making their writing dreams come true, because you're a writer, I'm a writer, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way you frame that because, I can remember when I wrote my first book, it does start like a dream or a thought or an idea. It's something that you want to make happen. And we're surrounded by people that have that thought or a dream or idea that they have a book that they want to write, but how many actually get down to the business of writing the book? And so what you're doing, I think, is helping people take that leap of faith and go from talking about writing a book to actually writing a book.
Well, and seeing themselves as a legitimate writer,
Yeah.
Paul, I writing, and you became my friend, a decade ago when I was just beginning to write, and you had already achieved some success with Begin With Yes, and you've just grown it so much since then. But I know writing has changed my life in so many ways, and
Mm-hmm.
and I know yours too. I'm just curious if you'd like to talk about that a little bit.
I don't, to me, it's just sort of enlivened me and my life. And I think it had to do with taking that step from I want to write a book to actually beginning the process. Begin is a big word for me, and it's taking that first step. And once you begin, then I am writing a book, not I am wanting to write a book. And it's such a small step, but it's such a huge leap for most of us. But once you make it, then you're writing a book. And how
Yeah.
exciting is that? So for me, that was the experience.
Well, I've just loved being part of some of your projects, and I love, again, as much as talking about this retreat, and we're so excited it does happen right at the end of October, Paul, and just inviting people into an experience, and they can either join us in California or via live broadcast from anywhere in the world.
Right.
And that was something that was really important to me, because a lot of people just can't make that big trip. And I know your people are literally from all around the world.
Yeah, really. From literally, it's an international audience, and so they
Yeah.
won't all be going to the event. And some of them, I hope, will, but there'll be a lot of people that will want to attend this remotely, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, and that makes us very happy. And, something that really is so deeply connected to this for me beyond a single event is knowing your heart and your focus to create more and more ways of bringing people into what you were just talking
Mm-hmm.
about a moment before, which is really reconnecting with our inner creative selves and then translating that into real life, so
Right.
that we can begin to see results. I just love what you do here, and I love your people. So thank you.
Well, thank you. And which brings us back to the three ladies that are sort of headlining this event. There's nobody that's going to look at that lineup and say, I don't know one of them. And most people are going to say, I know all three of them. And the chance to spend time with them in this kind of what I'm sure is going to feel, knowing you, like a very intimate, meaningful experience. It could be life-changing. So it's an exciting, that's why I'm so excited. You can tell I'm excited, right?
Well, Well, I can. And Paul, I'm sure we'll come back and do some more talks about things you have in the works. And I foreshadowed it just a moment ago, but I mean, I know that you have a new Begin With Yes course coming out and a 21-day intensive. And I just, once again, I just want you to know it's such an honor to be your friend and be in the process of creating things like this for people who I know you have such a heart to see people step across that line and really create more fulfillment in their lives.
Yeah, it becomes a way of life. Once you start, you don't have to stop. So Toby's nudging me to take him out for a walk, but it's so good to see you. It always is great to see you. And how easy is it for people to get on board with this?
Well, I'll make sure that there's a link in the description, but you can go to healcreateright.com. But I want to make sure they get your link to make sure they get the special promos and all that. But Paul, thank you so much for taking a minute here, and give Toby and Mike a hug for me.
I will do that. Oh, listen to this. I was getting ice cream the other day, and I'm standing at the counter with Michael, and someone goes, "Oh," they looked at me and said, did you write a book? And I start feeling like really proud of myself. And I go, yeah. She goes, "Oh, I follow you." She goes, "I recognized your dog." So it wasn't about me. They recognized Toby. So my ego took a little bit of a dip, but it's all good.
Well, you're both very lovable, Paul.
Thanks. It's great to see you, Jacob. But we'll talk again soon.
Thanks so much.
All right. Bye.